What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the boxing world is buzzing over the highly dramatic knockout victory that undefeated two-division world champion, four-time world champion, currently holds the WBA simultaneously in the 130-pound and 135-pound weight limit divisions. Gervonta Tank Davis. He dramatically knocked out four-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Leo Santa Cruz in the sixth round of their highly anticipated showdown last night. Two people in particular shared their thoughts on this dramatic knockout victory. More than likely, this is going to be knockout of the year. That's undefeated unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer Errol Spence Jr. and three-division world champion undefeated former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion and widely considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. With that said, they both weighed in and gave their thoughts, as oddly enough, their fight, the boxing world's anticipating seeing Terence Crawford and Errol Spence in the ring, gracing that square circle together. And they are considered the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. But with that said, they both weighed in. Errol Spence said that, he believes that Gervonta Tank Davis hits like a horse. He said he sat Leo Santa Cruz down. And he said that boy hit like a horse. And Terence "Bud" Crawford, who had, been going back and forth with Gervonta Tank Davis at one point in time, he stated, man, this is knockout of the year. I don't want to hear nothing else. Maybe there's one other fight that can contest this. He says, but for the most part, this, in my opinion, is the knockout of the year. And I have to agree with both guys, man. So Errol Spence said, man, this MF hit like a horse. He said Gervonta Tank Davis hit like a horse kicks. And Terence Crawford said, KO of the year, I don't care. It's between Tank and Zepeda. Both was crazy, brutal knockouts. It was scary at one point in time. Leo Santa Cruz was laying under the ropes. Oddly enough, he fell right in front of his dad. And his father, as soon as he hit the canvas, his father grabbed his arm and tried to shake him. And he was laying motionless for a few minutes. And it was becoming worrisome. The doctors surrounded him. There wasn't any movement. They were trying to wake him up. It just was a scary scene. His right leg was pinned up underneath his body. He fell motionless, lifeless. So, it definitely was a brutal knockout, like Terence Crawford said. That was definitely one of the more brutal knockouts you're going to see in the sport of boxing this year. And so with that said, they're both weighing in, and giving their thoughts on this this knockout. The fight, everybody, Gervonta Tank Davis is definitely hands down one of the main attractions in the sport of boxing. This was his first headline pay-per-view card. And, he showed up and showed out, right? He showed his worth, right? He showed that he definitely is a star in the sport of boxing. He showed that, he definitely is a pay-per-view star. We already knew he had the goods. Like I always stated, the only person that can stop Gervonta Tank Davis is Gervonta Tank Davis. You understand? Gervonta Tank Davis is not focused. If Gervonta Tank Davis is not locked in and he's not disciplined in between fights, he's his worst, he's his biggest opponent, right? Looking in the mirror is his biggest opponent. So Gervonta Tank Davis, only he could stop him, right? We know he got the skill set. We know he's explosive, athletic, and ferocious. He's most people liken him to, Mike Tyson, a smaller version of Mike Tyson. Even Floyd Mayweather said he's more like Mike Tyson than me, right? He's ferocious. He has a real mean streak, right? Not a nice guy, especially when he's in that squared circle. And he puts on and puts out, dare I say, because he's putting his opponents out. He dropped Yoriokas Gamboa in his last fight about 4 or 5 times before he stopped Yoriokas Gamboa. He's just lights out. He's must-see TV, right? He has knocked out every opponent except for one in his career thus far. That speaks volumes. The only other person doing that is, like Gervonta Davis said, is Deontay Wilder. He said, everybody, I'm knocking out everybody. The only person that's matching me in this department, or I'm matching in that department, is Deontay Wilder. Gervonta Davis is now 24-0, 23 by way of knockout, and all in dramatic fashion, right? So he's not the last 15 of his opponents he's knocked out. So he's definitely the attraction. Everybody wants to see his skill set in the ring with better opposition. But I'm going to break this down real quick. I know a lot of people say that Leo Santa Cruz was too small, but I beg to differ. You see, because Leo Santa Cruz, I believe, was too big for the lower weight classes. Not to take anything away from Leo Santa Cruz, but Leo Santa Cruz was a big, Leo Santa Cruz is 5'7", 5'8", and Leo Santa Cruz was in a bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight in divisions. Those guys, most of Leo Santa Cruz opponents he has a significant height and reach advantage over them. Leo Santa Cruz, when he fought Abner Mares, the biggest fights, of his career, Abner Mares is 5'4". You understand? Leo Santa Cruz is 4-inch height advantage, and he has Abner Mares has 66-inch arm reach. Leo Santa Cruz has a 69, 70-inch arm reach, right? So he has significant advantage over Abner Mares. Another one of his biggest fights in his career was a guy by the name of Carl Frampton. Carl Frampton is about 5'4". He's about the same size as Abner Mares. So with that said, Leo Santa Cruz, when he was in the smaller weight classes, he had a significant size advantage over them, reach advantage, size advantage. Like I said, Leo Santa Cruz, he has a wiry frame, but he's 5'8". That's Terence Crawford is 5'8", and he has a 70-inch arm reach, right? Terence Crawford arm reach is 72. So Leo Santa Cruz is compatible to Terence Crawford in size. You understand? Terence Crawford is a full-fledged welterweight right now. Errol Spence is only 5'9". Leo Santa Cruz is only an inch shorter than Errol Spence. So he's fighting in these small weight classes. So he had an advantage in that department. So now he's actually fighting a guy in Gervonta Davis who is he had a size advantage over Gervonta Davis. So when people say Gervonta Davis was fighting a smaller man, I beg to differ. Gervonta Davis was the smaller man. Gervonta Davis is 5'5", and he has a 67-inch arm reach. So Leo Santa Cruz is a taller, more rangier, bigger man. Now, Gervonta Davis is built. His stature is more, he's more solid, his stature. Leo Santa Cruz frame is wiry. But I liken that to, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, right? Errol Spence is built different than Terence Crawford. He's going to be the bigger, stronger guy in the ring. Well, Errol Spence is taller than Terence Crawford, but he's built more solid, right? Terence Crawford is rangy, but nonetheless, they're similar in size, right? So Leo Santa Cruz had the edge in size over Gervonta Davis, and he had the advantage over the other guys he was fighting at the bantamweight, super bantamweight, and featherweight department, right? He's the taller, rangier guy with boxing ability. So this time he met somebody that matched him in the athletic department and just was a pure better boxer. So I know a lot of people are saying, well, he knocked out a smaller guy. Well, I expected him to knock out Leo Santa Cruz, not because Leo Santa Cruz was a smaller guy, but I expected him to knock out Leo Santa Cruz because of the stylistic matchup. Leo Santa Cruz offense is his defense, and you can't make that mistake against Gervonta Davis. Leo Santa Cruz is very, very active. He throws punches and bunches. That's not going to fare well with Gervonta Davis. This was my breakdown of this fight. I told you guys that Leo Santa Cruz is going to throw one too many punches. Gervonta Davis is going to catch him in between and knock him out. That's exactly what happened. Leo Santa Cruz threw 3 straight right hands back to back to back. It was fool's gold. He landed the first one. He grazed the second one, and he went for the gusto. He couldn't help himself, and he went for one more. And when he went for that one more, Gervonta Davis slipped to his left, went underneath it, came back up with his left uppercut, and knocked Leo Santa Cruz out. Point blank and period. This was my breakdown of this fight. I told you guys Leo Santa Cruz stylistically was a bad matchup. Or should I say Gervonta Tank Davis stylistically was a bad matchup for Leo Santa Cruz. Or Leo Santa Cruz's style was tailor-made for Gervonta Tank Davis. So I expected this. But as far as people using the size as the reason why Gervonta Tank Davis won this fight, that is completely false. Because Leo Santa Cruz was the bigger guy in the ring. He was the more rangier guy. He's the taller guy. He has the more and the longer reach. So Leo Santa Cruz had an advantage when he was reigning and having a success through his career, becoming a 4-division world champion. He's been in the ring. He's been a taller, more rangy, longer guy every time he steps in the ring, just about. So he had an advantage. He was the bigger guy fighting smaller guys throughout his career. With that said, Leo Santa Cruz, hope he comes back. Hope he gets well. He spoke. He said he's doing well. He's doing great. And can't wait to see him back in the ring because he's definitely must-see TV as well. But as far as Gervonta Tank Davis, everybody just wants to see Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with somebody that can match him in the skill department, okay? That's the cry that everybody's crying out for. They want to see him in there with a guy that can match him in the skill department and can match him in the power department. And there's a lot of those guys out there. You have Teofimo Lopez, who's undefeated now. He's unified, lightweight world champion. He's built different. He's a lot of power. He could box off the back foot. He could box coming forward, and he has power. Devin Haney, slick boxer, put you in the mind frame of Floyd Mayweather. I liken him to the Kobe Bryant. Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant was to Michael Jordan. I like that to Devin Haney to Floyd Mayweather as far as skill-wise and approach to the sport of boxing. Then you got Shakur Stevenson. Now, Shakur Stevenson is at 130. Gervonta Tank Davis says he's going to campaign at 130. Here we have it. Shakur Stevenson is a silver medalist, Olympic silver medalist. He should have been an Olympic gold medalist, no doubt. He's a former featherweight world champion, undefeated. He's looking to unify the belts. That's a massive fight at 130. And then you have Ryan Garcia seems like the next fight for Gervonta Tank Davis. I broke that down. Go watch my last video on that. And you have Vasyl Lomachenko. So there's a lot of fights out there for Gervonta Tank Davis. And the world wants to see Gervonta Tank Davis in the ring with these level of opponents because his skill set says these are the fights that he should have. So he definitely proved that, his skills was on display. Had nothing to do with size, had everything to do with skill. And he proved that he's definitely a star. You had guys like LeBron James, Magic Johnson, all types of people, entertainers, celebrities tweeting out and congratulating Gervonta Tank Davis and shocked at what they saw. I wasn't shocked because I know the skill set he possessed. So, the best of the best in the sport of boxing. Terence Crawford is considered the best in the world. Errol Spence is considered top 5 best in the world, right? And that's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. And they're praising Gervonta Tank Davis. There's a reason why. He has the skill set, like I stated. Only person that can stand in front of Gervonta Tank Davis from his success and stardom is Gervonta Tank Davis. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.